So the seventh chapter is paper crafts. Paper came to India with the Muslim traders in the 11th century. There is no Sanskrit word for paper. The Chinese word for paper is kogz, Kogdz, meaning the paper made of bark of the paper mulberry tree. When the Arabs in 8th century learned paper making from the Chinese, they adopted the Chinese name for their own paper made of linen rags. The Persian word for paper is kagaz, that became kagaj in Hindustani. By the 14th century, paper became more popular in India. Paper is one of the raw materials of making various types of crafts items like folk paintings, illustrated manuscripts, lamp shades, photo frames, and variety of decorative artifacts. So basically there are two main types of paper. First one is factory made paper and another one is handmade paper. Factory made paper is now generally made of tightly packed and pressed fiber of rags, straws, woods, bamboos and etc. Whereas handmade paper is made of pulp obtained from the bark of a certain tree, mixed with glues and waste cloth from garment manufacturers. The next point is paper toys. Toy makers, especially those living in cities and industrial areas, make use of material like paper, cardboard, palm leaf, clay, bamboo strips, peat, paper mache, along with other recycled material to create toys for children. Discarded items including newspaper, string, rubber bands, and recycled to create toys. The toy maker creates a number of different playthings such as kites, puppets, string manipulated toys, rattles, drums, dumroos, whistles, moving toys like wind wheels, animal toys like jumping snake, mystery boxes, and jack in the box kind of toys. Apart from toy making, Indian craftsmen also produce a wide variety of decorative and utilitarian items by using plain white and colored papers. Paper cuts. The craftsmen of Mathura Brindavan area make intricate paper cut designs, locally known as Sanji, depicting various Krishna Leela scenes. During festival and marriages, the craftsmen make exquisitely beautiful paper cut flowers and various colorful items that are used for decorations. Stencil. A stencil is a piece of paper, plastic, or metal which has a design cut out of it. When the stencil is placed on a surface and paint applied over it, the paint goes through the cutout portion and leaves a design on the surface when the stencil is removed. Use of paper craft in different societies. During Moharram, a model of the tomb of Imam Hussein, called the Tazia, is adorned with floral design made out of color papers. In Poland, people use paper cuts of tree of life guarded by two cocks. The, the symmetry of paper cut technique is said to protect the house and the home. The Mexicans use cut paper flags with design of planets, plants, and a repetitive border with triangles that symbolizes male and female energies. While sowing, farmer place a paper man to present the male spirit of generation, while the harvest is represented as a female doll. In China, peasants have developed paper cuts into a rich individual popular art. The paper cut are stuck on wall or window panes of their cottages and change frequently. The most popular theme are the tree of life, cocks and hens, etc. They are the symbol of lives. Paper mache. Paper mache is a French word meaning mashed paper. So, next point is history of paper mache. Paper mache is used to create molded forms of variety of objects. It involves ornamentation of smoothened surface built up of paper pulp or layers of paper. The most sophisticated form of the paper craft appears to be paper mache. The tradition of paper mache in Kashmir began in the 15th century. While in prison in the in the magnificent Central Asian city of Samarkand, a young Kashmiri prince observed the craft of using paper pulp as the base for the painted object. The prince soon became King Zain ul Abidin and invited accomplished artists and craftsmen from Central Asia to his court to make paper mache objects. The craft was originally known in Kashmir as Kari Kalamdan, being confined to ornamentation of the cases then used for keeping papers as well as some other small personal articles. The craft was also known for the craft was also known as Kar-e the Kar-e Munakash since it was used for ornamentation smooth surfaces made of paper pulp and layer of polished papers. The Mughal period saw the art extended to palanquins, ceilings, bed sets, doors, and windows. In the old days, the technique of paper mache was artistically to woodwork, especially windows, wall panels, ceilings, and furniture, as is evident from the fine ceiling at Madin Shahib Mosque, the ceiling at the Hamdan Mosque at at Fateh Kadal, and the Mughal gardens at Shalimar in Srinagar. Paper mache of Kashmir. The raw material used in making of paper mache articles usually include old newsprints, methi or methi powder, multani mitti or clay. In South Asia, waste paper pulp is hand beaten into a soft substance and mixed with a local clay. It is rolled out into thin sheets placed over an complicated mold. The articles are finally dipped into the thin solution of paper pulp and white clay to provide a smooth uniform surface. The objects are then painted in oil or watercolor. The process of paper mache making in Kashmir, which described below, is rather elaborated and interesting and undertaken by a group of people called Sakhta makers. Waste paper, cloth, rice straw, and copper sulfate are taken together and ground into pulp. After the pulp is ready, clay, wooden, or brass molds are used to give it the required shape. When the pulp is dry, the shape is cut away from the mold in two halves. Fine with a fine saw and glued together again. The surface is coated with a white layer of gypsum and glue and rubbed smooth with a stone or a piece of baked brick called kirkit. Then the object is pasted with the layer of tissue papers to prevent it from cracking. Finally, the object is sandpapered and burnished, ready for the colorful artistry of the Naksh or the painter, who seals his work with the several coats of varnish made of linseed oil and pine resin. The ground may be in color or gold or tin foil. It it is burnished with a piece of agate after dyeing. It has to dry naturally and only then is the design drawn and painted in watercolor. These days painting is done in distemper colors. The colors are made from pigments diluted in water to which some glue is added to fix it to the ground. The brushes for painting objects are made of bristles of hairs of cat or the goat. The final varnishing is done with a very pure and transparent glaze of a copal dissolved in turpentine. Painted designs. In the paper mache of Kashmir, the rich and varied floral designs include the chinar, the iris, the Persian rose, the almond, the cherry blossom, the tulip, the narcissus, and the hyacinth. The most famous is the Hazara pattern, which seeks to display every conceivable flower on the smallest of the object, and Gulander Gul or flower within flower. The kingfisher and the bulbul are common bird forms. So the next point is paper mache in India. The crafts is practiced in number of states, namely Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal. So the first one is Kashmir. A large variety of both utilitarian and decorative paper mache items are produced, such as writing table sets, dressing tableware, boxes, bowls, bangles, lampstands, flower vases, cups, boxes, powder cases, trays, shields, wall plaques, panels for ceilings, picture frames, candies, screen, and cabinets. Nazir Ahmad Mir was born in Srinagar on 16 February 1969 in a family engaged in this traditional craft. While he was pursuing his studies in the school, the sudden death of his father forced him to earn livelihood for the family. He developed a great skill and interest in paper mache craft, which inspired him to make many new, uncommon, delicate designs. There are at least 20 of his designs in the market. Nazir Ahmad Mir received the National Award for Excellence in Paper Mache Craft in 2000 and also in 2001. So next is Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, a wide range of products are available in paper mache, such as human figures, birds, animals, caricatures, statues of gods and goddesses, models of Khajuraho and Sanchi. Important center of this craft is Gwalior, Ujjain, Indore, and Harda. The next region is Rajasthan. In Rajasthan too, paper mache is a traditional craft with a concentration of craftsperson in Jaipur. The products include animals and birds, particularly cocks, parrots, and pigeons. Paper mache bowls are also produced in Pansthali in Rajasthan. Amusing folk toys with detachable or hinged parts, such as nodding tigers and elephants, old men and women with a comic expressions, are made in paper mache in Orissa. Masks of popular mythology character Masks of popular mythological characters are also made. The craft is concentrated in Puri, Cuttack, and Gunjam. Subhrata Devi was born in 1936 in Darbhanga district, Bihar. She started working with a paper mache at age of 15. At first she made idols for festivals. As her interest grew, she joined Shilp Anusandhan Sansthan, Patna for training in 1980. Subhrata Devi was given the state award in appreciation of her artistic merits, such as she has exhibited her craft all over India and received the National Award for Excellence in Paper mache craft in 1991. In Bihar, the craft is found in various parts of the state. Paper mache figurines and the different kinds of birds are made by women from Madhubani and Darbhanga district. Though paper mache containers cannot be used to hold liquids, it is used for storage of dry items. Paper mache is also popular in Kerala. Trained artists in Kozhikode make a large number of figures based on Kathakali and temple models out of paper pulp. They also produce lively figures of animals and birds that are great in demand. The craftsmen of Purulia in West Bengal make a variety of masks of mythological characters that are used during folk festival by the Chahu dancers of both Orissa and West Bengal. So the next point is the future. Papercraft objects are mainly created by people either for their personal use or for the limited clientele with whom they are in touch. The items are disposed of through the following marketing channels: sale at residence, local fairs and seasonal melas, weekly hats or bazaars, hawkings, local shops, exhibition cum sales, export. Except for paper mache items made by the master craftsmen of Jammu and Kashmir, no other paper craft items to have found market abroad. Besides the export of the urban market, there exists another large market which caters to the need of the million of rural and poor urban consumers. Many of the paper crafts described above use recycled material and hardly use any chemical or harmful substances. In other words, in a world now growing conscious of need to prevent the planet, papercraft and our Indian toys makers have a lot to teach. Product designers, design institutions, and development corporations need to apply themselves to study the needs of the developing craft. After all, it is still the toy maker and the kite makers who bring joy to thousands of children in India. The last point is paper cutting, a disappearing art. One of the few accomplished exponents of the disappearing Indian art of paper cutting, Devasthan Kala or Sanji, Prabal Pramanik, has a single-handedly built a bewitching repository of his arts, his art in the hills of Himachal Pradesh, in Mathura, Brindavan, Bengal, and Orissa, where Vaishnav communities lived and enriched the lore of Radha and Krishna. This rare this rare art manifested itself in the different schools through sharp silhouettes and stencil forms. The forms cut out in Devasthan Kala take little time, but it requires years of patience and practice to attain the skill of cutting out balanced compositions without the aid of drawing. Pramanik says he deftly shapes a charging bull. A unique feature of paper cutting is that the design to be cut is never traced out. Only super neuromuscular coordination, a sense of balance and composition, knowledge of anatomy and proportion enables the ustad to lift his work to high level of perfection. The paper as a medium was cut, folded, and fashioned to produce everything from animals to pirates. He recollects. The houses passed silently, and day by day this world of paper widened in the form and vision through new experiments and experience. The depth of diversity in the world has allowed pieces of paper to fill vacant moments of my life and added an innovative touch to my imagery. He says it flourished in the community of Vaishnavas for hundreds of years. Ustads or masters piled scissors and sharp cutting blades, creating amazing artwork to decorate temples, Nath mandirs, and Kirtan Sabhas during Vaishnava festivals like Ras, Janmashtami, and Jhulan.